So one of my mutuals is going through this, and I'm not going to tag or stitch them. I'm going to respect their privacy. If they want to comment and say something, then that's up to them. But they're going through a breakup situation where the person was not abusive or anything. There was no cheating or manipulation. They just weren't seeing eye to eye on how they should move forward in their future. And I know I talk about toxic relationships a lot on my page and how that should be the end of a relationship. But what I don't really talk about a lot is how sometimes a relationship is meant to end, and it's not because either one of you is a horrible person. It could be any number of things. Maybe your career is going in a different direction. Maybe you don't agree about kids or family. It could be, family issues that are just too much to handle with you being kind of the outsider in that situation. It could just be that you guys have grown in two totally different directions. Maybe you want to be a stay-at-home mom and he doesn't want that, or vice versa. It could be any number of reasons that have nothing to do with the fact that this person is abusive towards you or cheating on you or manipulating you. One of my other mutuals said this. It could just be that the season that they were meant to be in your life has passed, okay? I've met tons of people who, when I look back at the friendship, because it's over now, I look back and I think, wow, they got me through a particular thing that I was going through at that point of my life, and I couldn't have gone through it without them. And now I'm a different person, and, there's no need for each other anymore. That time has come and gone. We've grown apart. We've grown on to separate things. And this can also apply to friendships. I think a lot of people are holding on to friendships because they're so focused on quantity, or they just don't want to be alone. So they have a bunch of these friends that they have absolutely nothing in common with, and they just want to be able to say, we were friends since we were kids. But the friendship is nothing of substance. They probably barely even talk to each other. So it's perfectly fine to be like, well, this person isn't a horrible person, but we don't share the same values. We don't share the same thoughts on our future. Or maybe somebody changed their mind on a particular thing that is super important, that you don't agree with the way that they changed their mind on that particular thing. Yes, I talk about abuse and infidelity and, unequal distribution of labor and how men take advantage of women all the time. But sometimes it has nothing to do with that. And I also want to say that it's still settling, even if there's no abuse or anything, and you're still choosing to stay, even though you know that you're just not happy and things are not working out. And there are so many women who settle even in these particular situations. Well, he's not hitting me. He's not abusing me. There's nothing wrong. It's not a bad relationship, but it's also not a great relationship, okay? And you deserve great. You deserve happiness. You deserve to see eye to eye with somebody. I mean, sure, you're going to do little shit things that get on each other's nerves from time to time, but overall, you deserve to be happy and to be with someone who is on the same page as you, who is traveling in the same direction that you are through life. And don't listen to people, because you might have friends that you go to when you tell them, I'm really not happy. And they're like, well, what is he doing? And you're like, well, nothing really. We just don't know. And they're like, girl, don't worry about it. He's a good guy. He's this, he's that. You're going to be single. You're going to be da 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 da. You're picky. You're this, you're that. Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, if you are not happy, if you see nothing in the future, if you're not seeing eye to eye on important issues, you got to move on. And you might still love that person. That is normal. That is normal. That is so normal. I want women to know that that is so normal. That is a sign that you truly love that person, that you really tried, that something was there at some point. Let that love that you feel just be a reminder, kind of an honoring the good times you had in that relationship with that person. It's okay It's okay to do that. That might even help you get over them. Just don't, take that as a sign to get back with them. But, some people possess the ability to break up with people and not feel anything. And, hats off to you. I know when I left my abusive ex-husband, I was done with that shit. But sometimes you end a relationship. I'm proud of you, by the way, for doing what's best for you. Sometimes you end a relationship and you still love that person so much. And that is okay. That is very human. And it just means that you really cared and you really gave it a shot. And it's also a sign of maturity because you are deciding to break your own heart in order to do what's best for you, despite what you're feeling. There are so many women who stay in relationships because they still love that person and they take that as a sign that they should stay. No. Or they still love that person and they take that as a sign that they should go back. No. Those are just your feelings, okay? And we have very normal feelings, but we have to be careful not to always listen to those feelings. I feel a lot. I feel like punching people in the motherfucking throat on a daily basis, but I don't. So, it's normal to have certain feelings, but you always have to honor your gut. And if your gut is saying that it's over, it's over. Whether that person is a bad person or a good person, if it's over, it's just over, and that's okay.